Hey everybody, welcome back to another Godzilla Battle Line video, and hopefully my audio doesn't sound too low. I don't know what's going on, but I am trying to be as close to my microphone, but not totally destroy your ears. Something's up, but it's fine. Whatever. You're here for the Shinden, not for my microphone troubles. So, the Shinden is our brand new 3-star unit, a gold unit, if you will, and it's from Godzilla -1. I'm not going to go too in detail on what the role of the Shinden is in the movie, but mostly because the role isn't super important to the kit. Yeah, it's not really important to the kit, so let's go over it. It's a 2 cost, and that's a phenomenal cost. We love it. Kamakura is also a 2 cost. Keep that in mind. It has really low attack, and has really low health. Okay? It is very weak. However, you're not using it for its weakness. Its attack speed is 1.2 seconds, which is in the runnings for one of the fastest attack times in the game. I can't remember exactly who has the 1.1. I think Zeton, King Caesar, Mogera, I think. Not King Caesar. Zeton and Mogera for sure are like 1.2, 1.3, 1.1. I don't particularly remember. But it can target leaders, aerial, and facilities. It cannot target ground units. It's fast. It'll nullify 2 attacks just like Jet Jaguar, singular point. And it will, every 10 seconds, it will target the enemies. It'll like draw their attention. It'll taunt, if you will. It says compels. On here it says compel effect, like it's compelling the enemies to follow it. I'm just going to call it a taunt, okay? So when you spawn it, it will taunt immediately, and then it's online, it's at every 7 seconds, but in-game it reads every 10 seconds. So every 10 seconds after the initial taunt, it will re-taunt up. It can eat up 2 hits. Guys, this new unit is just phenomenal. On all accounts, this unit is phenomenal. It's kind of taking the job of Kamakura. So if you don't want to use Kamakura to body block, you can use this. My only thing I will tell you, if you're going to replace Kamakura, is this is not going to stop something like King Caesar or G89 or 4th Angel in a Gigan Rush. It's not. Okay? This unit is going to taunt anything that can hit air. So like this GMK on the field that you see, that would get taunted. Godzilla Earth gets taunted. Mothra Leo gets taunted, but Godzilla 89 cannot hit air. He's going to ignore the Shinden, and that is something really big that you need to know. Especially when there's enemies right up in your face and you drop it. It's going to fly away. You want them to follow it, right? Kiryu and Mogera, this is an insane counter to Kiryu and Mogera, because they'll pop down on your leader. You just drop this to the left, or the right, so you don't want to drop this. If a Kiryu's on your left, you're not going to drop this on the right. Same if like Kiryu Mogera's on your right, you're not going to drop it on your left, because you don't want, especially with Kiryu, you don't want his explosions to hit your leader. So if the Kiryu drops on the left, you drop the Shinden on the left of that Kiryu, he's going to retarget, and he's going to follow that Shinden and try shooting it down. It's going to buy you some time to build up a response. For 2 cost, you are countering both Kiryu and Mogera. Guys, it's phenomenal. It is so good. It's basically killing the Earth meta. And now there are some people, some deniers of the Shinden. I believe this is killing the Earth meta, because it takes Earth 5 seconds to attack. Okay, say Shinden 1v1's an Earth, it's going to take 15 seconds for that Earth to get through the Shinden. 2 attacks that are going to get nullified, and then 1 attack to kill the plane. Earth's targeting last season, or what was it? Not last season, oh my gosh. Whenever Earth got the buffs, his targeting range got much larger. So he can detect Shinden from a much further distance away. Shinden is going to be able to draw his attention out. Same with Mothra. Same with Mothra Leo. I can't understate to you guys how versatile I think that this ship is, and I think a lot of the top players would also agree with me, and a lot of casual fans as well. I'm seeing it all over online. People are either thinking this is busted, or they think it's just like a fad and people are going to use it next season. I'm cranking out maps for this thing. Mine is level 13 already, and it is awesome. I really don't mind that it does no damage and survives only 1 hit after the 2 initial hits. Guys, it's just so good. I don't want to keep like talking over myself, saying like, oh, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good. There's so much practical application for this unit. Now, I think it has a higher skill ceiling than the Kamakuras. The Kamakuras, you can just set them and forget them. The Shinden, you kind of have to be a little bit more thoughtful on where your... Oh, there's my I was trying to make sure I was recording the video. The Shinden, you gotta be a little bit more thoughtful on where you're gonna place it, because you want to make sure that it is grabbing the attention of the enemy ranged units. And if you place it wrong and it doesn't grab their attention, well, then you just blew 2 energy. It's just gonna fly to the leader or whatever, and you just get shot down, or get shot down by ranged. So you really have to be a little bit more considerate. You don't want to just send it out by itself. I like to put it down and then Mothra Leo behind it, or Mothra Imago behind it, or I'll place Godzilla -1 in the water and then let him cook a little bit and send this up, or I'll send this up first, then place -1 in the water. So by the time that the opponents reach -1, the Shinden will be right there. -1 will pop out. This will grab their attention, and it'll just let him go to town. It's such a good, it's such a good strategy. There's just so much practical application for it, and it's really high skill ceiling. Notable counters, I would say, is anything with AoE that can hit air, because you want this thing to taunt units away from your push. So something like Hedera, if this is flying over your units and like Hedera targets it, not saying Hedera is amazing, but if Hedera targets it, it's going to do AoE onto the Shinden and then also onto your units. Likewise, unironically, I don't really know what to say about it, but Shin Godzilla is a good counter to this, because Shin Godzilla, when he single targets, is terrible. But when Shin Godzilla AoEs, he's pretty decent. So if Shin Godzilla targets this, he's going to pop that AoE and hit everything around him, as opposed to if he was just to fight -1 or something, where it would be a single target. Because when Shin Godzilla fights aerial units, he pops the AoE. This will trigger his AoE, which will hit your other units depending on how close the push is. So you really want to be careful when taunting characters with an AoE, because you don't want your other units to get caught up in it. And that's kind of along the lines of this card has a really high skill ceiling. This video is not going to be incredibly long, because I don't have a ton of negative things to say about it. It's just... And the Game Awards are soon, so I want to go watch Game Awards and play Lego Fortnite. Regardless, the Shinden is definitely an S+ unit. No doubt about it. It is usable for all players at level 1. At level 1, it is doing the job a level 30 Shinden does, okay? At level 1, it is eating 3 shots for free and taunting. That is the same job that the level 30 ones will do, except the level 31 stats will be a little bit better. The Shinden at level 1 is S+. S+ tier, for sure. It takes a little bit of thinking to kind of get it going, to kind of be cooking with it. You're not using it for damage. You're using it to block shots, to move enemies away from your leader, to move enemies away from your push, or to turn enemies around so that your push can take them down. I just send this thing on the right side of Godzilla Earth and let my push destroy him while he's focused on this plane, and it's phenomenal, you guys. It's taking down the Earth meta. It's taking down a lot of the flyers. Batra, Fyrodan, Mothra, Leo, they're all going to concentrate on that. And then combine this with -1 or 4th Angel or Burning Godzilla, and you're cooking. If this came out when the Bomb Squad was big, the people would have just uninstalled the game. This is a phenomenal character. Oh, I should mention also ranged leaders like Ultima and Gamera are going to shoot this thing down probably before it does anything to the leader. Just keep that in mind. But this is a phenomenal unit, you guys. I'm a big fan, and I'm super excited for this unit to really make its way into more people's decks and more people to figure out what the best way to use it is and the best way to counter it. But there's only 3 days or so into the season, so these are just my early thoughts. Maybe things will change later down the line at the end of the month, but for right now, I feel confident in saying that this is definitely an S+ unit. So let me know what you guys think about the Shinden down below, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.